When the world sleeps, the mysteries awaken. Lucy was just another night driver rushing to get home, but tonight, something was different. She couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. Then, without warning, her car stalled. The headlights faded and the hum of the engine fell silent, but that wasn't the worst of it. A bright, unnatural light began to descend from the sky, bathing the road in an eerie glow. She knew something was coming, something not of this world. What happened next is something Lucy could never explain. But she isn't the only one with such a story. Welcome to Nightly Stories After Dark, where we delve into the unexplained, the paranormal, and the downright chilling tales that keep us awake at night. Tonight we explore the mysterious phenomenon of alien abductions, accounts that have defied logic, terrified witnesses, and left the world searching for answers. Our first story takes us back to 1961, to the winding roads of New Hampshire, where Betty and Barney Hill encountered something that would change their lives forever. A bright, hovering object appeared above them. At first, they thought it was just a star, but it wasn't. Hours later, the Hills found themselves miles away from their last memory, with no recollection of how they got there. Under hypnosis, they recalled being taken aboard a craft, examined by strange beings. Their story became the first widely publicized report of an alien abduction in the United States. Just over a decade later, in 1973, two fishermen in Pascagoula, Mississippi, found themselves at the center of one of the most bizarre alien encounters ever recorded. Charles Hickson and Calvin Parker described a levitating, egg-shaped craft and terrifying beings with robotic movements. Both men claimed they were paralyzed, unable to scream or move, and taken aboard. Their detailed descriptions of the beings, combined with their terror-stricken demeanor, left even seasoned investigators baffled. Alien abductions aren't just stories from remote areas or quiet suburbs. In the heart of New York City, a terrifying encounter unfolded in the early hours of November 30th, 1989. Linda Corteil was sleeping peacefully in her Manhattan apartment when she was jolted awake by an intense, blinding light. Linda described being floated through a closed window and into a hovering craft. Witnesses, including two government officials, claimed to have seen her levitating in the night sky, surrounded by three strange beings. Linda recalled a series of bizarre examinations and interactions with her captors before she was returned to her bed as if nothing had happened. Multiple eyewitnesses came forward to corroborate Linda's story, making this one of the most bizarre and well-documented urban abduction cases in history. What was it that made even the skeptics believe this incredible tale? Then there's the infamous case of Travis Walton in 1975. While working with a logging crew in Arizona, Walton approached a mysterious glowing object, and then, in a flash of blinding light, he vanished. For 5 days, Walton was missing. When he finally reappeared, his story of being taken aboard a spacecraft and subjected to strange examinations sent shockwaves through the media. Some called it a hoax, while others believe Walton's account is one of the most credible abduction stories ever told. In 1976, 4 friends on a canoe trip along the Allagash Waterway in Maine would share a chilling encounter. A bright light approached them, and in an instant everything went black. Each of them described in vivid detail the same chilling scenes. Sterile rooms, tall beings, and incomprehensible experiments. How could 4 people share the same exact nightmare? On September 27, 1989, in the Soviet city of Voronezh, a group of children witnessed something that would leave the world baffled. A UFO, described as a massive, elongated craft, descended from the sky, landing right in the middle of a public park. Multiple witnesses, including police officers and children, reported seeing robot-like creatures and a tall humanoid figure with 3 eyes step out of the craft. The beings allegedly paralyzed one of the boys with a mysterious beam, before vanishing back into the ship and ascending into the sky. The Voronezh incident remains one of the most unusual and well-documented mass sightings in UFO history. Another chilling tale comes from Brazil. In 1957, Antonio Vilas Boas, a young farmer, was working late at night when he noticed a red star-like object descending from the sky. As the object grew closer, it became clear that it was a flying saucer. Antonio tried to flee, but he was grabbed by small humanoid beings who dragged him inside the craft. Over the next 4 hours, he was subjected to a series of bizarre medical examinations, including being forced to interact with a strange humanoid female. When he was finally released, he was left with strange burns on his skin and a story that would haunt him forever. Many were skeptical, but his detailed descriptions and the physical evidence made even the doubters take notice. What were these beings looking for, and why did they choose Antonio? On October 21, 1978, Frederick Valentich, a young pilot, was on a routine flight over the Bass Strait, heading towards King Island, when he encountered something he could not explain. Frederick Valentich from Real Audio. Melbourne, this is Delta Sierra Juliet. Is there any known traffic below 5,000? Seems to be a large aircraft below 5,000. As Valentich describes the object's erratic movements, the situation becomes even stranger. The object begins to orbit above him, emitting a green light. Frederick Valentich from Real Audio. Melbourne, it's hovering and it's not an aircraft. Despite an extensive search, no trace of Frederick Valentich or his plane was ever found. Some claim he was abducted. Others believe he might have staged his disappearance. But the mystery remains. What did Frederick see that night over the Bass Strait? These stories are only a few of the many encounters that have left us questioning our place in the universe. Could they all be elaborate fabrications, or is there something far more sinister at play? Could it be that we are not alone, and never have been? Let us know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell for more chilling tales of alien encounters, mysteries, and unexplained phenomena.